Your name?
Phil Crawford, representing Mr. Prince.
Your name?
Kevin Prince.
So I don't know what happened on this, but it looks like another show cause was issued. So he was in front of me on a bond violation, was sworn out by Ms. Tessino on the 10th. And it looks like it was for being positive for THC, not alcohol. And then I found him guilty of a violation of bond on December 16th. And I ordered him to test that day. And then I'm told that we had a hearing by Mr. Crawford, I think, where the gentleman was stopped because of the trains. He took pictures. But then on the 22nd, she swore out a new violation saying he didn't appear for testing as ordered on December 16th.
Before we jump into today's courtroom session, here's what you need to know. What starts as a routine docket quickly turns into a series of intense legal moments. From a staggering DUI case involving a blood alcohol level that even the judge admits is one of the highest he's seen in decades, to a defendant trying to explain away responsibility for company vehicles, and even a domestic violence allegation that forces the court to step in with strict conditions. This hearing is packed with dramatic warnings, tough sentencing decisions, and moments where the judge doesn't hold back about the dangers of reckless behavior. One defendant is told he's lucky to even be alive after driving with children in the car while severely intoxicated. Another tries to argue that tickets written to his company aren't really his responsibility. But the real question is, when the facts are laid out in court, will these defendants accept responsibility?
And I was going to hold a hearing on January 7th, which was the same day as the sentencing. We came here on the 7th, and I don't know if I ever held a hearing or not. But I was concerned because I didn't even know this gentleman. I thought this was Judge Hessen's case. He's got a 461 on the breathalyzer, so for the blood draw. So I want to know what kind of notes you can decipher there.
Yes, Your Honor. So in Emily's file, you are correct as far as the flow. He was violated for being positive THC during bond. You ordered him to go for that testing on the 16th. He did not go. At the last hearing on January 7th, we were prepared to sentence him into sobriety court that day, but Emily had put Judge Hessen's name on the screening report. You thought that it was Judge Hessen's based on that information. Because he had been on bond for such a short time and under bond violation, then you scheduled sentencing to today.
So I don't need to address.
I don't believe there was a finding on the 7th because you felt that the case was Judge Hessen's. So I don't believe you held the bond violation hearing or sentencing.
Is that straight, Bill?
There wasn't a sentencing, but we had the fullest discussion we could. It was essentially the hearing, if we informally call it that. Everybody testified. He testified as to what happened. You thoroughly what here. I asked him some questions. And
then I said I was not going to proceed with the bond violation.
Yeah, I think because of the Hessen.
Are you prepared to do this? Do you know that this is like top 2 highest breathalyzer blood draws I've had in my 32 years as 31st, that's my 32nd year as a judge, and 42 years as a lawyer? You're lucky you're not in a casket somewhere. So I hope you're scared to death. If you're not going to make it. You had a 461.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
I'd love to hear it.
Your Honor, I've been sober since November 7th, willingly, and I came in myself to turn myself in because of the warrants. And since I've been on probation, I've been going to my AAs, testing and everything. And I want to say, due to the probation, it pushed me all the way to be sober, and I appreciate everything this courthouse has done to help me do that.
You had young daughters in the car.
Yes. Yes. And I'm ashamed of that.
You drove like a maniac.
Doing the speed limit, but I was.
The point is that you drove off the road on Allen and crashed into a ditch. the officer observed tire marks north of the vehicle's location stretching back 100 to 150 feet in the snow. They indicated that the vehicle was traveling southbound on Allen, drove off the road to the right south, he says, of Hidden Oaks. The vehicle continued traveling southbound through the ditch, came up onto the north side of the embankment, struck a manhole cover, and then came to a final rest in the location where it was found. So, I mean, this was like, really, you are so fortunate that you didn't die or any of your kids. And this scares the devil out of me. If it doesn't scare you, they should have charged you with OWI 3. You got 2 prior convictions. You got one in 2011 and one in 2022. I don't know who dropped the ball on this one. Maybe they made up their mind. I don't know. But at any rate, he pled guilty to operating under the influence occupant less than 16, which is a 1 year, which I'm fine with. But wow. And I'm going to take you at your word. I see the pictures in here. Your lawyer's a good lawyer. He wouldn't lie to me. But man, I'm worried about this one. I don't know why they didn't charge that. Boy, somebody did drop the ball because they went state. All right, counsel, what would you like to say?
My client already kind of spoke to this a bit. I mean, he feels terrible and ashamed about this. You know, he needs help. He hasn't had control for a while. He's probably able to say he's starting to get his arms around it a little bit, and he's looking forward to being in the program to help him continue to stay on the right track. He understands he has responsibilities, he has children, he's got what's left of his life left, so he wants things to be better. He genuinely does, and I think anybody who would talk with him would realize that. So he feels terrible about things so far, but he's going to improve. He realizes he needs to change his life. He understands and jeopardize his life at that time and his health moving forward. This level of drinking.
Anything?
Attorney.
I can't not send you to jail today. There's no way I can do it in this case. It's a third offense. You had 6 times the legal limit. You had kids in the car. You drove like a maniac. And I get the fact you just did it because you were intoxicated, not because you were having a joyride. 2 years probation. Listen, there's nothing I can do on this one. There's nothing I can do. I'm not giving him a long time. I'm going to give him credit for what he's done. 2 years probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court or violate the law. If you change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation. You have to report as directed. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You're not going to any place that sells or dispenses alcohol as its primary source of business, like a bar. You're not going to a party where there's alcohol or drugs. Submit to chemical testing PBTs and ETGs on demand at probation. You're to submit to chemical testing PBTs and ETGs on demand at probation. Complete an additional 90 days on the SoberLink device. Attend 12-step meetings 3 times a week and provide written proof. Obtain an AANA sponsor. Attend all substance abuse treatment in a facility approved by probation. Attend the Victims Impact Panel. Attend and complete the ARM program. Report to sobriety court status reviews with me every 2 weeks, and obtain and maintain employment with proof provided to probation. So those are so far the terms and conditions here. Also, he has 1 day credit coming. Just give me 1 second, counsel, okay? I'm gonna order that you pay fines in the amount of $200, costs in the amount of $250, $75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment, 5.25, screening fee 60 for 585. Probation fees are 480, bringing your total to 1,065. You have 360 in sobriety court fees, bringing your total to 1,425. I'm going to go with attorney fees. I'll still only go 40. That's 1,465. Court work program fees, 175. That brings your total to 1,565, $1,640. I'm gonna order
She
20 days.
But she does also have a $45 suspension fee, just to let you know on that.
Okay, so you'll have to pay that too. 20 days jail credit, one served 19. I'm gonna have you serve 9 days jail forthwith, 5 days on the court work program, and 5 days of community service. I'll let you do that. Community service. I'm gonna give you all the way to June the 15th to complete your community service. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer if you cannot afford one. If you violate, you could get 1 year. This pains me to do it when I see somebody doing well in bond phase, but I just cannot, under these circumstances, justify not sending you to jail today. Can he pay? He has a bond of 200. How much more can he pay today?
Your Honor, my client was prepared to pay $100 today.
So is the bond in his name? It is, so he's going to pay $300, $300 today. And then how much can he afford to pay weekly? Well, let's start it.
Your Honor, presuming he has a job and he gets out of jail, you propose to pay $300 a month. I really can't promise that until he gets out. Checks.
Okay, let me check something here. Pay $300 today.
Your Honor, my client can pay
He
$100.
he has a bond.
Oh, okay.
$300 today, 300 per month. I'll start that beginning March. The 25th. Okay? And if at any time you need more time, you tell the court and I'll be glad to give you an extension. You know, if you weren't coming up here to meet the probation, you could tell me and you could call and I'd go on Zoom with you and we'd go from there. I do wish you well, sir. Good luck to you. Thank you.
And Judge, I'm gonna take his soberly deactivated for the jail.
Yes. Michael Wells. Michael Lamont Wells, 25W39433.
Good morning, Mayor. Please, this is before the Republic on behalf of Michael Wells, who's sentenced in immediate right. Mr. Wells, would you state your name for the record, please?
Michael Wells.
So this is going to be a plea to OWI, operating while intoxicated, and they're going to dismiss the super drunk, right?
That is correct.
Is that what you want to do, Mr. Wells?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you do that, the possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 93 days jail, 360 hours community service, court costs are all. 6 points would be added to your traffic record. Your license would be suspended or revoked in accordance with your traffic record. You understand that?
Yes.
And did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and we're not going to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
To the charge operating, this is his third or worse. He's got 2 priors.
I believe so, yes.
To the charge of operating while intoxicated, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Counsel, I want you to know if he doesn't get in sobriety court, he's likely to go to jail.
I'll make every effort that he can to get into sobriety court.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you, before I take the plea, I don't want to blindside anybody. If you don't get into sobriety court, you will go to jail on this. I'm not promising that if you get in sobriety court that you won't go to jail. But I'm going to be a lot more understanding than if you don't get into sobriety court. Do we understand one another?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news here, but I don't want to blindside you or your lawyer. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to go forth with the plea unless either one of you tell me, no, we don't want to do that. Mr. Polk,
Mr. Wells,
I'm fine with it.
Mr. Wells,
to the charge operating while intoxicated, how do you plead?
Yep.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on Allen or Vreeland in the city of Woodhaven, County of Wayne on December 13 at 25 at 12:49 a.m.?
Yes.
Did you drink alcohol prior to that? And if so, what and how much?
Yes, I did. Tequila, about 5 drinks.
All right. And was your ability to operate that motor vehicle significantly and materially affected due to the consumption of the alcohol?
Yes.
In what way? Why were you pulled over by the police?
Over the speed limit.
You were speeding?
Yes.
You think you were doing that at least in part because of your alcohol consumption?
Yes. I'm
And
sure.
did he take a breathalyzer or a blood test, counsel?
brother, like,
And do you stipulate that the results were 0.196 and 0.198
so
and
stipulate.
that was accurate? Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
And you're not on probation or parole?
No.
I'll accept your plea to OWI. Dismiss the super drunk. He's been going this.
Yes, he has. I got it right here.
Okay, and he's been going 3 times a week?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you want to do this sobriety court?
I do. Also, I'm on the social net.
I know you are, and that's great. So we're going to send you over there for sobriety court bond conditions. Where do you work at?
Cleveland Clips, formerly Roosevelt. Been there 22 years.
I mean, you seem like a nice man. You got to use your brains here, guy.
I get it. I agree.
Come on. All right, counsel. I'm going to be front for sobriety court. We're going to give you a date about 6 or 7 weeks out because we're going to monitor him and see if we're going to accept him. And if we do, and he does good, that he'll have a chance to prove to me that maybe if there's jail, it's going to be lighter for sure. Okay. So give me a day, Heather, about 6, 7 weeks out. All right.
It'll be March 18th at 8:30.
Okay. March 18th at 8:30. Is that good with you, Mr. Polk?
It is not, Judge. I started your jury trial.
That's okay. What's another date? It doesn't have to be on a Woodhaven day. There's no accident here or anything.
Do you want it on your sobriety court date though?
No, that's okay. We don't have to do it then.
Okay, can he, well, if he has a jury trial, he's probably not available the 19th then, correct?
You're not available, right? So you want to just do the
How about the
following week?
25th?
Are you good the 25th?
Yes, I can do it.
You sure?
Yes, I have a trial schedule, but I'm almost confident that trial is not going to.
March 25th at 8:30. And so you're going to go down the hall, get your notice, and call over the probation if you would. John's not in here, and tell him I'm sending Mr. Wells over there for sobriety court. Okay? All right, that's what we'll do. Nice to see you, Mr. Polk.
As well, that's always.
Okay, have a good day. Good luck, sir. Thank you. And keep going to AA, okay? Thanks. Richardson Cuevas. I don't know what this is. WA 39963 A, B, and C.
Ready, Your Honor. Good morning, Julian Foot on behalf of Mr. Ciccatelli. Go state your name for the record. Nicholas Ciccatelli.
Okay, so what do I have here? I gotta read this. What is he doing here?
Your Honor, my client's pleading responsible to 2 civil infractions. One is failure to disclose a CPL. That's ticket B. That's charge B on the ticket. And then my client's also pleading responsible to a general civil municipal violation, a civil infraction. Prosecutors dismissing the misdemeanor hindering, obstructing, opposing officer. That's ticket A. And prosecutors also dismissing charge C.
Okay, so he's dismissing A and C. Your client's pleading to a lesser on the A file. And what's that charge? I can't read his writing at all here.
It should be violation of municipal code, civil infraction.
But he's saying misuse of streets or something like that. I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know if that's the catch-all for the violation of municipal code.
All right, let me get him in here real quick here. So can you come on in here, Mr. Urick? I have a question for you, please.
Of course, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, so Mr. Cicatelli, you have three charges. Resist, enter, and obstruct an officer, failure to disclose possession of a concealed pistol, which is carries with it a $610 fine, and carrying a concealed pistol while under the influence. I'm going to ask the prosecutor, but it looks like the prosecutor is going to dismiss file C. Your name?
William Urick on behalf of the people of the city of Woodhaven.
I want to make sure I'm understanding this. On file A, that's the misdemeanor. What is he pleading to there? Misuse of streets, it looks like.
Correct. Municipal civil infraction, Your Honor.
I know. Is that what, 11079 or what?
Correct.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
And it's called misuse of.
-40 and 41.
Say that again?
Sections 1-40 and 41 of the Woodhaven Municipal.
All right, so that's what he's playing to on that misuse of streets, right?
Correct.
And then he's going to plead on B, and that's the failure to disclose possession of a concealed pistol. And then, am I right that you're dismissing the misdemeanor file A and the carrying a concealed pistol while under the influence?
Affirmative, Your Honor.
All right, so he's pleading responsible to an added count on number one, count one, and count two as charged, and you're dismissing the misdemeanor aspect of count one and the count three, right?
Correct.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're all set. Sir, to the chargement, what is that penalty on the civil infraction, by the way?
I believe it can be up to 500.
Sir, to the charge misuse of streets, whatever in the world that means, how do you plead? Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
And to the charge of failure to disclose possession of a concealed pistol, how do you plead? Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, I'm going to accept those two, please. Dismiss count one, the misdemeanor aspect of count one, and I'm also going to dismiss count three. Who are all those people in there with you, Mr. Puda? Are they just there to learn?
My client's parents, Your Honor.
I see. Okay. All right. He's going to stay out of trouble, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cicatelli, what do you do for a living?
I sell items on eBay.
All right. Use your head a little bit better next time, will you please?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you want to say, Mr. Puda, before I fine him? Anything?
I'm just asking, Your Honor, just to impose, if you could do on the lower end of the fines. And my client, we advise him to be careful going forward. He's not going to get in any further trouble.
Yeah, you can't be doing this. You can't be doing this. $200 on the file A and $610 on file B. So it's $820. $810, I'm sorry. Can you pay this today or do you need time?
If you can give him 1 week, Your Honor, he can pay it online.
Pay by February the 11th, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Pay them both by February 11th. Good luck to you, sir. I wish you well. You should thank your parents for coming with you. That's a good thing. Thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nice to see you.
Too. Thank you very much. Glenn Otis, your name?
Charles, what is?
You're charged with resist, enter, and obstruct an officer. You're also charged with improper turn and obstruct division. You have 3 files. You have the right to a lawyer on the misdemeanor. If you want a lawyer, I'll give you one. You want a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. We'll set you up with a lawyer on this one, okay?
Well, he's in Spanish, but rare.
We're going to set him up with a defense attorney.
This one? That's gotta go to attorney.
Defense attorney.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Glenn, you're coming back in front of me either way. What are you guys doing here in the third to last row? We show caused you. You forced us to show cause you. What's your name?
Charles Harvey.
Why aren't you paid these?
They're not my tickets, sir. I called and talked to the officer and someone else when they first issued the ticket. My company is, I lease out my trucks and trailers. and they issued a ticket to me to Kingsway. Kingsway don't just own the trucks and trailers. They leased out. They're not up under my authority. People who drive the trucks and trailers run up under their authority. So I was telling them, I don't know why they issued it to me. It's supposed to be issued to whoever legally running the trucks out there. So,
You're the principal of Kingsway Transportation though, right?
yes, it's actually Kingsway Investment doing business as Kingsway Transportation. So that's probably why you got both names. But neither one of those companies has their authority. Neither one of my companies has authority to drive motor carrier on the road. They're leased to at least my trucks and trailers out. And those guys have their own authority. They run. So I don't know why the officer put it to my on the registrations. It has
Well, you're the owner.
right of the I'm the owner of the vehicles.
Right, I know, but they wrote, these are attached to the owner. They could write them to the owner too. It's defective equipment and improper display of plate.
Motor carrier required to have a DOT MC number to run out on there, and anybody that runs up on a motor carrier, you have to do your own inspection. That whoever authority that is, they are responsible for everything, not the person who you own
the truck.
I just own the truck, but not the authority. It's like I'm a rider. It's like rider. You lease the trucks out to you, you go rent and ride the truck. I mean, that's just right.
Call in Mr. Urick, please. I'll get Mr. Urick. I got him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you come in here, please?
Of course, Your Honor.
Thank you. I'm gonna let you explain this to the prosecutor.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean,
Hang
semi trucks that runs on the road, you have to have a DOT or MC number to be to be legally on the road.
I get it, but you own the vehicles.
I own the vehicle, but it's authority, meaning that when you run up under the DOT or MC number, you're required by law to inspect your trucks to make sure everything is legal and do everything legal on the road.
So am I if I'm a driver. Listen.
I'm not the driver.
Hang on. I know. Your name?
William Urick, I'm a city Woodard.
I don't understand what he's trying to tell me here. We've show caused this company. These are Woodhaven tickets. He acknowledges that Kingsway Transportation, of which he's the principal, owns the vehicles. But he's saying they can't be held responsible, and I don't understand what he's telling me because, as you know, an owner could be cited for defective equipment or the driver or both. And he, as far as I'm concerned, is the owner based on what I'm learning here. That's who they wrote him to was Kingsway Transportation. So you can't just come in here 7 months later after the fact and tell me, Judge, I don't know these tickets. The second one's for improper display of plate, which are all functions of what the owner has to do. So I'm going to let you talk to him. If you have a different opinion or he convinces you, you can tell me.
Your Honor, we don't, both in the realm of civil infractions as well as misdemeanors. Corporate entities can be charged.
Right. I don't know why you're saying you can't be charged. You can go explain it to him for 5 minutes. If he doesn't buy it, you can go down the hall and post a bond and file a motion to set aside the judgment. You didn't show up. Your company didn't show up back on August the 5th. So you can't just come in here and say, no, this isn't my responsibility. You guys were supposed to be here. We sent you a notice. You should have been here. Go talk to him. And otherwise, you're going to have to post a bond and file a motion to set aside judgment. But
Thank you, Your Honor.
that's the best I'm going to tell you. Maui. People against Daniel William Maui. 26W841126A. Mr. Maui, how are you?
Pretty good, sir.
Your name?
Taking Maui.
You're charged with suspended driving. Do you want a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll go ahead and arraign you and I'll send you the prosecutor. How's that? On January the 5th of 26, the police think you were operating a motor vehicle in the city of Woodhaven, County of Wayne on Western I-75, and they think you had a suspended license that is a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 500 fines, 90 days jail costs are all, 93 days jail costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You've just signed an advice of rights form here today.
Fine.
Did you read it and understand it?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will be no hearing or trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
You still wish to waive your right to a lawyer.
Yes.
I'm entering a not guilty plea, $500 personal bond. You cannot leave the state, cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. Who's this, your lawyer?
It's my fiance.
All right, okay. Maybe you should take her to Maui, Mr. Maui.
Can't leave the state, Your Honor.
Good answer. We're gonna send the file over. You go talk to the prosecutor. Either way, you're coming back in front of me, okay? Good luck. Thanks. All right, this is Eric Tarenti, Bogaya Jr., 26F262289. Officer, your name?
Officer Griffin Jarmo.
Is that that's your signature on the bottom of the complaint, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear affirmative penalties of perjury, the testimony you've given these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
I do.
Can you tell me a little bit about what happened?
Yes, Your Honor. On 2/2/26 at approximately 20:57 hours, Officer Denson was dispatched to 28120 Walnut Creek Drive for a possible assault that took place. Denson arrived on scene and observed a white male standing in front of the residence, later identified as Eric Tarenti Bagoya Jr. Bagoya stated that he was the caller and he is ready to go to jail. Bagoya stated that he pushed his ex-girlfriend, Emily Grace Denoyer. Bagoya stated that he had been drinking and him and Denoyer began to have a verbal altercation inside of the residence in the living room. Bagoya stated during the altercation, Bagoya pushed Denoyer with both hands in her shoulder, causing her to stumble back. Denson asked Bagoya what the altercation was about. Bagoya stated he did not remember. Denson made contact with Denoyer, who was inside the residence. Denoyer stated that her and Bagoya were having a verbal altercation about Bagoya being at the residence. Denoyer stated that she told Bagoya to leave multiple times and started to walk Bagoya to the door to leave. While she was trying to walk Bagoya to the door, he pushed Denoyer in her shoulders and then grabbed her left arm. Denson asked Denoyer if Bagoya lived at the residence. Denoyer stated no. Denson asked if the two small children were in the residence during the incident. Denoyer stated yes. Denoyer stated that both listed children are in common with Bagoya. Denoyer also stated that her and Bagoya dated for 3 years, but have been broken up for a year. Denson asked Denoyer if she would like to pursue charges, and Denoyer stated yes.
Based on your sworn testimony, I find there's probable cause to believe a crime of domestic violence was committed and that the defendant, Eric Bagoya, committed that crime, Bagoya Jr. I'm going to go ahead and authorize the issuance. I'll note that you signed the complaint. There's a summons presented. I'm going to go ahead and sign it. And Mr. Nienhouse, your name?
Patrick Nienhuis, P76343 on behalf of the defendant.
All right. Sir, your name?
Eric Vogel Jr.
And this all happened, officer, correct, at 28120 Walnut Creek Drive, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, for purposes of arraignment on this, how does he wish to proceed?
Judge, we ask that you waive the formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty on Mr. Bagoya's behalf.
I will enter in a guilty plea. Has he been fingerprinted? He has, correct, officer?
I believe so, yes, Your Honor.
Were you fingerprinted?
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like he was. All right, so for purposes of arraignment, how does he wish to proceed, counsel?
Judge, he wants to waive the formal reading and enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf and then set this for a pretrial with the city attorney.
I will do this. Let me ask you a question. We can give you an early pretrial date. I don't want him seeing Ms. Denoyer right now, and I'm hoping you and the prosecutor can talk before the court date if it's going to be to effectuate visitation or not. But right now, I'm not going to. In other words, I'm going to order no contact with Emily Denoyer or prosecution witnesses except through your lawyer. Sir, you cannot leave the state. You cannot violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. You're not to enter the property address at 28120 Walnut Creek Drive in Flat Rock. I'll give you an early pretrial date. And the victim is not here, so I'd like to hear from her at some point. I think, I'm inclined to allow him to go to the property or exchange visitation. You have exchange the child so that they could have contact for that purpose, but I'm gonna let you and the prosecutor work that out. Give me an early date if you would, Heather.
Is there one on the front there, Judge?
I'm sorry.
Sure. No, you
Can you make it here on the 5th, counsel, tomorrow?
Judge, I could do in the afternoon on the 5th, probably like 1:30.
They're not gonna be here that long. I'll make it February 19th at 10:45. The only reason I wanted to do it tomorrow is I wanted to see if we could take care of this issue of visitation. But they're, it's just a morning docket typically, and I don't want to make the prosecutor wait either. That's not
Of
fair
course,
to him.
Judge, if I could sign on Zoom, I could do it tomorrow.
I'll let you appear by Zoom. Under these circumstances. We'll make it. You can be here at 11 o'clock by Zoom?
I could say I could probably be there at 9:30 by Zoom. At 11 o'clock, I have a status conference in Flint with Judge Kumar.
That's fine. We'll make it at 9:30. Usually I require the defendant to be with their lawyer if the lawyer's not here, but I'll make this exception. You show up here tomorrow, okay, sir? Thank you.
Thanks.
All right,
Okay,
Prince.
thank you.
Today's courtroom session shows just how many different situations judges must handle in a single docket, from DUI sentencing and probation violations to civil infractions, licensing issues, and even domestic violence allegations. Each case carries its own legal complexities, but they all revolve around the same core principle: accountability under the law. The most dramatic moment of this session clearly came from the DUI case involving the staggering 0.461 blood alcohol level. The judge emphasized how close the situation came to tragedy, especially with children in the vehicle. Ultimately, the court imposed a structured sentence that included jail time, probation, sobriety monitoring, treatment requirements, and financial penalties, sending a strong message about the consequences of reckless decisions behind the wheel. Other cases in the session also highlight how courts manage everything from plea deals and civil infractions to pre-trial conditions in more serious allegations. It's a reminder that the justice system isn't just about punishment, it's about protecting public safety while giving individuals a chance to correct their behavior. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns and legal analysis.